Hello everyone, welcome to another monthly reset video where I go over my goals from the past month, show you my new goals for the next month, and do a couple reset tasks that I just need to do to clear my mind.
You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours, and you're taking me high. Ain't nobody...
The first thing I'm going to jump in and do while I have a chance is to fold all of River's clothing. He's our 1-year-old, he's almost 2, he'll be 2 in June, and his clothing has been kind of thrown in baskets, thrown in his drawers, not really folded and put away ever since he hit about 6 months sizes, because those were the ones I had prepped and in the drawers before he was born. Since then it has been a mess and it has been driving me crazy ever since. You've probably heard it a couple times if you've watched other videos of mine. So I'm going to tackle that first so I don't go into April with that hanging over my head. If you're not even interested in seeing that process, then skip forward to the time that you see on the screen, because that will be where I start talking about goal setting and stuff like that. But for now, let's go tackle those clothes. Okay, so I have everything in piles. We have the fleece, like footy PJs here, sweatpants and stretchy pants, jeans and like black jean pants, khakis, stuff like that. Here we have t-shirts and a couple tank tops. Here we have short sleeve onesies. These are 2-piece pajama sets. Over here are rompers. I think all of them except that top one are short sleeves and shorts, and that one's a tank top shorts. And then this is a pile of shorts right here. We have a random puffy vest. This is a pile of like zip up hoodies and pullover like coats. This is his like formal wear. These are all long sleeve shirts over here. One long sleeve like footless romper, and then a few long sleeve onesies. And keep in mind, this is 3 different sizes. So there's 12 to 18 months, 18 months, and 18 to 24 months in here. There might be a couple 12s thrown in there as well. So this is, it looks like a lot, but he's gonna grow out of the 12 to 18 soon in the next month or so. So I'm just kind of putting it all in the drawers now. So I have a bunch of these IKEA things to put clothes in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is one put together. And then I also have these dividers that hook into each other that I can use to help divide this. So I'm going to kind of just fast forward this and show you guys how I'm doing.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you, I know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I don't need another love. Yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life.
All right, in this drawer we've got, these are all the like sweatpants and stretchy pants. This is shorts, and this is easy to just grab and move, so you can see all the shorts. There we have all the jeans and like khaki colored, gray colored, black colored type jeans. This is all long sleeve onesies. This is all short sleeve onesies. Then down here, these are 2-piece pajamas, and then underneath, super easy to grab, are the fleece footies, so that if it's a colder night we can use that. We have 2 overflow coats that are kind of thicker that he won't be wearing now that it's April. He'll probably be needing those for camping, but not right now, so those are in there. I'll show you where the other ones are in a minute. And then these are all of the rompers. All of them are short sleeve except the one that I showed you earlier, but I just put it in there because there was no other romper section to put it with. And then over here, these are all short sleeve t-shirts. These are all long sleeve t-shirts, and this is like the sweater romper that had the hood. That's the shorts romper, but it's like a sweater material with a hood, so it's a little bit warmer. So that is what is in these 2 drawers. And then I ran out of space to do coats, so I just cleared out one of my drawers. This was like my underwear drawer, and then underneath was socks and bras, but honestly I purged enough to just put all socks, underwear, and bras all down here. So this is River's coat drawer. So there's his like coats, hoodies. He has his like outerwear coats downstairs in the coat closet, but these are kind of like the more like sweater material, zip ups and stuff like that. So what a relief to have that done. Okay, I am now in a t-shirt. I got hot, so I threw on a t-shirt, and I am back. It is so nice to have those clothes put away and in drawers so we can see what everything is, and he can actually start wearing more of his clothing than just what ends up on top of the laundry basket. So check that off the list. I definitely already feel a lot lighter going into April and knowing that that's done. So now I'm going to go over what my goals were for March and whether I met them or not, and talk about my April goals. So I set goals in 6 different categories, and I have paper here, so if you see me looking, that's what I'm looking at. But my first category I set in March was my health goal, and this could be physical or mental, and I wanted to go back to eating following the autoimmune protocol 100% so that I could start doing it the correct way and reintroducing items one at a time starting April 1st. I did not accomplish that goal. I definitely did better than I did in February. I had a full week where I was 100% compliant, and then I would go a couple days and not be, and then go a couple days and be good, and then it just, it wasn't 100%, but it was definitely improvement, so I'll take that. I definitely saw an improvement in my mood and my energy levels and stuff, and that I already know that that's going to happen. So that is something that I'm going to continue to try to do better on as we go throughout each month, of course, but did not do 100%, made progress towards that. My business goal was to reach out to 3 companies for sponsorship for videos, and that went very well. I reached out to 3 different companies that I use and love, or we use and love in our home. One of them was The Good and the Beautiful. We use a few of their different curriculum choices for our homeschooling, and I received a response back from them and was invited to apply to basically become an influencer for them. So they get a lot of inquiries, obviously, for people, so you have to kind of go through their application and send in your media kit. So all of that is done, and that was about, I want to say, a week ago that I finished that. So hopefully we'll hear back from them, and if not, I reached out, and that's all I can do, right? But I also reached out to Reading Eggs, and that one is the curriculum that we use for reading and math through about 2nd grade, and then we kind of switch over from there. But this company has not gotten back to me yet, so that's the one that I've reached out to and have not heard back from yet, which is totally fine. I know that's going to happen. And then the last company I reached out to was Earth Breeze, and we've used these laundry sheets for probably close to a year now, and we love them. They're literally packets, like they come in cardboard packaging, and they're little sheets that look almost like dryer sheets, but they're thicker, but they're laundry detergent. So they're they dissolve. There's no like plastic that you have to throw away with the container that the detergent comes in or anything like that. It's literally, you recycle the packaging once you've used all of the strips or sheets. And we absolutely love it. We have a subscription, so we use that every month. It comes automatically. And that company did get back to me and invited me to become an affiliate for them. So it's better than nothing for sure. And I was excited to become an affiliate with them because I know I love their product and I highly recommend it to anybody. So that link is down in the description box below as an affiliate link. So if you do purchase through that, I will receive a small commission, and I appreciate that. But again, it's a product I stand behind and we use every day in our household because laundry is definitely an everyday thing. My financial goal was to completely research the new setup of Financial Peace University through Dave Ramsey, as well as the Homeschool Foundation's middle school, high school course, so that I could offer that up to the people who dance at the studio that our girls go to and their parents as well, and then go expand even further from that as a volunteer. And I did do that. I looked up all the information I need. I kind of have a game plan of how long it'll take, what the cost will be, what it's going to look like, what supplies I'm going to need to have on hand, and a rough estimate of dates that I could make it work in days of the week. Now that the studio has their summer schedule out, I can kind of coordinate it with that a little bit better. So I have a little bit of work to do, but for the most part, I've done all the legwork on the research and having the foundation set up. So I am excited to say that that one is accomplished. Personal growth. My March personal growth goal was to finish my book and to listen to the whole, I think it's 8 episodes of the DNA of a Maker podcast. So I think I'm going to say that I did accomplish this one, and let me explain. So first of all, the book I definitely accomplished. I read the book Confess by Colleen Hoover, and holy cow, it was a great book. It was so good. I don't want to give a lot away, but definitely read that one. Or if you don't like reading, if you'd rather do audiobooks, look it up. But it's that like romance that you know should be together and you want them to be together, but things keep happening to like prevent it from happening, and you just almost get like frustrated for the characters themselves. But then it has an added component that the main character is an artist, or one of the main characters, he's an artist, and he uses people's confessions. So people write confessions and like put it in his mail slot, and he does his art based on those confessions. And the cool part is those confessions are actually true confessions from people in real life. The book itself is not a true book, but the confessions are actually true. So it was really kind of weird and creepy and like really cool for some of them to like read the confessions that people in this world confess for this book. So I definitely highly recommend that. Definitely was amazing, and I'm going to be looking for more Colleen Hoover books because I just like her style of writing. So where the kind of question mark thing came in was the podcast. I listened to the first 2 episodes of DNA of a Maker, and it just wasn't what I thought it was. I thought it was interviews with women who have like made it successfully, like business wise, and like how they became successful. And so it just kind of wasn't really what I was thinking that it was. So what I did do is start listening to Rachel Hollis, and holy cow, that girl is a kick in the pants. Like you just can't help but get inspired listening to her. But what I did learn also is I don't enjoy podcasts. So even with Rachel Hollis, who I am super inspired by, I love her books, I started listening to her podcast, and there was something I just couldn't get into. It wasn't anything she was saying, and I couldn't figure out why. And then I realized she has a YouTube channel where she also posts her podcasts, and she does like all the interviews that she does with people, and she films them, and so they're a podcast, but on YouTube you see them like sitting across from each other and talking. And so I watched one of the podcasts that I tried to listen to and had a hard time with, and I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And so I realized that for me, my brain is not one that can just do one thing and that's it, and like be able to completely focus. Like I focus the best when I'm focusing on 2 or 3 things at a time, and that's when I'm able to be the most productive, which sounds really weird because usually if you like laser focus on something, that's when you're gonna get the most done. But for me, like I can't. I have to have something else going on around me. Like I can't sit in a quiet library and study. I need to have like music on or something. Otherwise it's just not even gonna sink in. So I think that's why. So I am able to hear what they're saying, look at the screen, and like prepare breakfast for the kids or whatever the case may be. And so I'm doing 2 or 3 things at a time, and that's what worked for me. So I'm gonna need to find probably continue listening to more Rachel Hollis stuff on YouTube, but also other podcasts that are inspirational that have that same thing where they do have the YouTube component as well, to help me. But I am going to recommend 2 of them to you guys that I absolutely loved. I shared them on my personal Facebook page as well to our friends and family, and I'm going to link them down below. But one of them, they're both interviews, and one of them is with Tony Robbins, who is like, she basically kind of views him as the pioneer of the current like modern day self-help motivational movement, like the way things are done now. And I had kind of, I think briefly heard of him before, but I really didn't know who he was. And I watched this interview and I was in tears. I've watched it twice through, and it's long. I think it was like almost 2 hours. But I had chills several times. It was just amazing. Like seriously life-changing, and so much so that I got his book that he talked about a little bit in the podcast, what he talked about in his new book, but there was so much more in that, and I'm not even gonna attempt to explain it. But I think every single person should watch this podcast. It's not even it might work for some people, it applies to some, it doesn't apply to others. Like this literally applies to everybody. The second one that I want to recommend, I can't remember her name, but she interviewed an energy healer. She didn't really have an exact title, but she's like an energy healer / medium / she does this like stretching technique that helps to alleviate physical tension, basically, along with healing your mental energy and emotional energy as well. And that one was amazing too. And whether you believe in an afterlife or spirits or spiritual energy or mediums or not, like literally everybody should watch this and keep an open mind about it, because it also had me with chills several different times. So that one was nice, and that one was only like an hour, so it's a little bit shorter than the Tony Robbins one, but I'm gonna link them both below. And please do me a favor, if you go watch them, let me know. Come back here and comment or send me a message. My email is in the description of all my videos. Send me an email and let me know what you thought of it, because I love having discussions about things like that with other people. So I'm gonna mark that goal as a big success, and I'm gonna keep listening to those podcasts as well. My relationship goal was to do a date night with Anthony and I, and yes, we were able to do this one. It was so much fun. We had one of my good friends, her birthday party was this month, and it was like a 8:30 p.m. start time at a bar doing karaoke and stuff. And so we decided, my dad was able to come up early and he stayed the night with the kids and stuff. So we went to, well, we ran a couple errands first, but then we went to dinner and we did table topics. We just pulled up questions and asked them and answered them, things that we don't really ever talk about. And just enjoyed our time together. And then we went to the party and hung out and danced together, and I sang a bunch of karaoke. He doesn't sing, but I love singing karaoke, and so we did that, and it was just great. It was a really, really nice night. It was much needed, and we need to do it more often. I talked to my sister and her husband about switching babysitting like once a month so that they can go on a date night and we can, because they don't go on one either very often. So that was a success, and I want to do that more often for sure. And then the last one was for homeschool, and that was to get our go bags ready. So we have had the backpacks for our go bags for a while, and we just needed to actually like get the supplies and put our go bags together. And so for us, our go bags were not going to be something like everything you could possibly need for a disaster survival kit. It was more so like practical things, things where, say we had a fire and we had to grab and go. Each of us has a backpack that's right by the exit, or something that has a change of clothes and a toothbrush and toothpaste and dog food. I wanted to do a life straw for each bag, which is a straw that you can like literally drink out of a mud puddle, and it filters out all the bad stuff so that you can have water. And obviously you don't have to carry around a bunch of water in your backpack, which would be heavy. Just little first aid kits, whistles, like basic stuff that you would probably want if an earthquake were to happen and you had to leave your home, or something and there was nothing available. Some cash, you know, basic things like that. So the go bags were not put together, but I did purchase everything for them. We just got so busy this month. Quinn ended up getting sick. They had a competition weekend that we went to, and we just didn't get to put them together. We ended up taking like a whole week off of school that was unplanned, so we had to kind of play catch up a little bit. And we have all the items in the garage, just haven't put them together yet, so it's like a half check mark, I think. But the hard part is done, collecting everything, and then now the fun part will happen, which will happen next week. So this is March 31st that I'm filming this, and it will happen next school week when we get going in April. Okay, and now it's time to share with you what my April goals are. And I am feeling, each month that I do this, I'm feeling more and more motivated to follow these goals that I'm having, to break them down into smaller steps and work on them throughout the month, if that's applicable and if I can even do that. And not like wait and push it off. I'm just feeling a lot more motivation, and so hopefully this is motivating you as well. If it is, let me know in the comments, of course, because it fuels my fire to keep these going for you guys. And I think setting goals and doing it monthly where it's a little more broken down is really helpful for everybody. So let me know if you're setting goals with me. But my April health goal and personal goal are kind of connected. So this is going to cover both of those categories this month, and that is to address the mental block that I have with eating junk foods. And I'm going to expand on this a little bit more, but I realized in February for sure, March a little bit less, but still, that I have a, like, I don't know, it's not addiction necessarily, I wouldn't say, maybe slightly, but it's more so a habit that is giving me like a mental block of eating, and I don't know why it's happening or what it is, and I want to get to the root cause of that this month. But basically, like, I will have leftovers of this AIP chicken noodle soup that I made for dinner the night before, and I will have leftovers in the fridge, something that I enjoy eating. I like the soup. It's not like I don't like it and it would be just forcing myself to eat it, but it's already prepared, it's already done. There's no obstacles other than opening the microwave and heating it up, and I will go like make myself a sandwich, which is not compliant at all. And It's silly. It sounds like so silly to say it out loud. It's so dumb and it's so frustrating for me to do that. It's almost like I don't have control over my like emotions and feelings when it's time to eat something, or like when I'm standing in the kitchen making the kids food and I'm not even hungry, but I'm like standing in there making them food, and so it's like my habit to like eat a spoonful of peanut butter or grab a handful of chips or whatever the case may be. If I'm making them toast, I'm like, well, that looks really good, I'm just gonna make myself one. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And it is a big deal. It's not fine. I am not supposed to have that. I'm not supposed to have gluten and dairy specifically, but a lot of other things as well. And it's not good for me. And it gives me headaches almost within like 10 minutes of eating stuff like that. It makes me feel fatigued. It just makes me irritable. And I don't want to be like that. I want to have energy and motivation and be a positive person to be around. And I'm like just shooting myself in the foot over and over again. And I don't know why. And I think it's honestly mental. I think it's because I have this habit ingrained in me of my old eating habits. And even though I've done a whole month of AIP, once that month is over, I mentioned this in the last video, that the door cracks open a little when I reintroduce something and I just bust right through it and say, okay, cool, that month is done, let's go back. And it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It makes me so mad at myself. But I'm giving myself grace, and I'm realizing that there is some deeper issue that's like contributing to this. And so my goal for this month, personal and physical, mental health wise, is to get to the bottom of that. I don't know what that looks like quite yet, but I definitely am going to start with, I want to use YouTube as a resource. I want to find videos on dealing with like food addiction, binge eating, emotional eating in general, and just become educated on that a little bit, because education is powerful. I firmly believe that. And so that's going to be my first step. And then I'm going to see where that gets me in the first week of April. And then I may reach out to a mental health counselor. I have no problem going to get therapy. I think it's an amazing tool. Our schedule is so crazy that just like stresses me out thinking of adding that in, especially because that's not an environment I can bring kids into. So that would create a whole nother thing to deal with. And I know it would be worth it. But yeah, that's where my thought process is now. I will see how that goal goes. If you have any resources, tips, help, inspiration, if you've been where I'm at, if you know what I'm talking about, please comment and let me know, because I need all the help I can get with this one. I'm feeling anxious about it, but I need to get to the bottom of it. Okay, let's lighten this up a little bit and go into my business goal. And I was so scared reaching out to those 3 brands that I mentioned that I am going to make that my goal this month too. I want to reach out to 3 different brands, things that we use in our home and love, or homeschool resources, companies that we love, something of the sort, and see how it goes. See, worst case scenario, I don't hear back, like with reading eggs, or they say no, or I go into this sea of like, they emailed back, but I don't know what is going to happen. Like with The Good and the Beautiful, maybe I become an affiliate, maybe I land a sponsorship. We'll see. So I want to reach out to 3 more brands, and probably keep doing that every single month. I don't know if that will be my like goal every month, but I want that to be my goal for this month, so I can make sure and focus on that, because we have another busy month with dance and everything. My financial goal this month is to save $500. Slight confession, we didn't budget in March. We did not, we set up our budget for March. And I think I did like the first 2 days is like of tracking, and then didn't do anything after that. We didn't go crazy with spending or anything. We still kind of just did everything how we normally would do. So I'm pretty sure we're fine. We've gotten into such a routine where missing a month doesn't completely derail us, because we don't just like go crazy, which is nice. But so I'm not like stressed about it or anything, but I need to stay in the habit of doing that. And I say I because I'm the one that does the like nitty gritty of it, like the numbers, because Anthony does not enjoy that at all. But we both talk about what we're budgeting, where our money's going. We have conversations, like he'll be doing the dishes and I'll be just doing the numbers for the night and be like, hey, we're close to the over budget on this, where should we pull it from? So it's very much a team effort, but I just say because I'm the one like physically writing it out, if that makes sense. So yeah, I want to say $500 this month, and the only way to do that is going to be to budget and see where we can cut back a little bit. So that's going to be my goal. And then relationship goal is family game night. We have been doing family game nights the last couple weeks, just kind of unprompted, and it has been so much fun. Like, we just play a game, and if that means the girls get to bed a little bit later, then so be it. Usually we'll have dinner, put River down for bed, get the girls completely ready for bed, and then we will play a game. And so we have played Quirkle, which we love. We played Sorry, which we love. We played a couple card games, and so I want to make that a once a week thing, because it just was really good family time, like tons of laughter, and just a lot of good quality family time without distraction, basically. And then the last goal area that I have is for homeschool, and this month we are pretty close to finishing the human body science unit, so I want to finish that this month. We'll need to do, I believe, 2 lessons a week for 2 of the weeks, and then 1 lesson for the other 2 weeks to be able to finish it, which is great. We're actually planning to take a week off, so it should work out fine, hopefully. But that's my goal, is to finish that, and then also to do 1 field trip of some sort. I don't know what it's going to be yet. There is a local homeschooling group that does field trips that we usually go to. We didn't go to last month's, but we usually go to that one, so we'll see if that falls on a day where we're able to do that or not. But if not, then we want to make our own little field trip, like on a weekend or something, to enrich our homeschool lives. Okay, so those are all of my goals for April, and we've gone over all of the March goals. We have done a reset of River's dresser, which has been driving me crazy and getting to me more and more every single day. And now the last thing left to do is to reset our budget for April, so I'm gonna go do that. I'll put some B-roll footage in here to just show you a little bit of the process, and that'll be it for today. I'm going to say bye now, though. Remember to stay humble, be kind, and I will see you next time.